Hi, writers. It's Mrs. LaRocca again. How are you doing? I hope that you are doing well as we move into another lesson where we look at what writers do and the choices they make and how it affects readers. So for this lesson, we are using Where Are My Books? By Debbi Ridpaht. Oh, hi. I hope that you got to see her read the book, and then she did a little fun art activity at the end of that video. So that was, hope you had a chance to do that. So the sentence we're going to take a look at from her book, Where Are My Books? Says, every night, Spencer put the book back where it belonged. What do you notice Debbi did as a writer here with this sentence? So what are some choices that she made as a writer? Take a minute to think about what you notice. Okay, so you probably noticed right off the bat the period at the end or the capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, because as you know, that's how we let the reader know to stop. And we begin our sentences with capital letters. You may have noticed that Spencer is also capitalized because we capitalize names. Um, some other things that you may have noticed here are the details that Debbi added, like every night, tells where, and put the book back where it belonged, also tells where Spencer put the book. So you may have noticed that it has a subject and a verb. So the who or what is the sentence about? Spencer is the one that does the action. So Spencer is the subject, and then the verb is put the book back where it belonged. You may have noticed this mark here called the comma, right? You may have noticed that comma there. And if we really look at that comma, we get to think, why did Debbi choose to use a comma there? If I were to read it out loud, I know that a comma makes me pause. So I would read, every night, Spencer put the book back where it belonged. So Debbi definitely wanted me to pause for a minute before continuing to read that sentence. And so that comma is used to separate something to make the reader pause. And so if I look at what it's separating, every night, that every night is by itself, but it can't be by itself without anything else, right? Every night, that's not a sentence. There's not a subject and a verb inside that sentence. And then if we look after the comma, Spencer put the book back where it belonged. Well, that's a sentence because we have our subject and our verb and some extra detail. So every night, we're going to call that an opener. Okay, it's kind of opening that sentence for us and setting it up for us as to, in this case, when does it take place? Every night this happens. This action happens every night. And so we're going to set off that opener with a comma. If we start a sentence with an opener, we usually need a comma to help our reader set that up. So our focus phrase is, when I start a sentence with an opener, I usually need a comma. And we call it an opener because it just opens the sentence. And it's not something that can stand by itself. It's not a sentence by itself, but we're going to use a comma to separate it from the actual sentence. Now let's take a look at another sentence. Oh, here is our visual. I'm sorry for that. I forgot to show you that. So our sentence, remember, is our subject and verb, and then our opener cannot be by itself. That's why it's not inside the green box. And we're going to set it off with a comma. Okay, so when we're looking at how the sentences are alike and different, our other sentence we want to look at is, during recess, the children ran around outside. What do you notice is the same in those two sentences, and what do you notice is different? So you may have noticed that You may have noticed, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted there. You may have noticed that the first sentence uses a name, Spencer, and the second sentence does not use a name. The children, that's not the name of anyone in particular, so there's no capital letter there. You may have noticed that both have a subject and a verb. Spencer put and the children ran. You may have noticed the extra details, of course, around outside and where it belonged. And ooh, how many of you noticed the opener in the second sentence? During recess, comma. That's opening the sentence again for us, right? It can't stand by itself. So we have to separate it with a comma. The children ran outside. The children ran outside could stand by itself because you have your subject and your verb. But during recess is our opener, and we're going to use a comma there. So as you're reading your own books and you're writing your own writing, pay attention to the commas writers use and think about how they use their commas and why they use them. And the next time we get together, we will write our own sentence using an opener. Have a great day.